pudding snacks.
What's going on, everybody? Your boy Sin coming at you straight from the Anime Vaults, where I like to talk retro things that have inspired me throughout the years that made me the otaku that I am today. And this week, we're going to talk about Fist of the North Star, 1986. Yes, that was a long time ago. So let's start off with why did this stick with me? Why does it resonate with me? I remember living at my grandmother's house, and my uncle handed me a VHS tape saying, "Hey, this is great. You should watch this, nephew." Sure, why not? It's animation. I love that type of stuff. And he's trying to get me into anime. Yeah, it's your fault, Leonardo, just letting you know. I went in the room, sat down to watch it, and that was something I should not have been watching at all. It was the most brutal, violent thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I loved every second of it. And I have not strayed from anime and the blood and guts of it ever since then. So, I don't know, something about the brutality of it, seeing it in an animation form just was different and just stuck with me all these years. And part of the reason why I'm still into anime today, for the action and violence portion of it. But for those who do not know what Fist of the North Star is, let me give you a brief explanation of what it is. Nuclear bombs went off all over the planet. Earth is desolate, you know, it's that post-apocalyptic, there's no grass, no trees, it's just a barren wasteland type of thing. It's pretty much like a Mad Max meets a martial arts movie, in a nutshell. There's two warring factions as far as martial arts are concerned. Basically, our hero, Kenshiro, is out for a day with his lady Julia, his quote-unquote boy. Shin rolls up on him with a bunch of his goons. "Hey, Julia, you're mine now, you're coming with me." As things go down in a very violent way, she finally gives in, like, "Okay, I'll go with you, just leave him alone. I'll be your girl from now on." They leave him there in a bloody pile of his own mess. His brothers, who were watching, not wanting to do anything because they wanted to take over as successor of their household or whatever, go grab him and throw him into the deepest ravine possible, never to be seen of again. Then we flash forward a couple years, and while these little kids are getting jumped trying to just survive and find food by a bunch of ruffians, the little girl makes a scream of some sort, which apparently wakes him up from the dead or wherever he's been all these years, and he comes to their aid, defeats everybody in a brutal manner, and then he proceeds on his quest to go track down Julia and get her back. That's a nutshell of what it's about. Now the question is, does Fist of the North Star 1986 stand up to the test of time? I'm gonna ask y'all, what do y'all think?
I'm gonna say yes.
Nah, dog.
They're both right. I'm going with kinda on this one. You'll see where I go with this. So as I like to start is with the intro music. Unfortunately, this was a movie, so there was no intro music to see if it still slaps in this day and age. So we're gonna push that to the side and go right into the characters. And the question is, do the characters still hold up after all this time? I'm gonna say no. I mean, honestly, nobody, as badass as everybody's supposed to be in this, nobody is memorable. I mean, think about the jokes. How many people from Fist of the North Star made it in Jump Force?
One?
Yeah. Like, even my favorite character from the movie, Ray, I forgot he was even in this until his scene came up introducing him into it. And he was one of my favorite characters back then. Yeah, also, there isn't a lot of much depth to all the characters. It's, I want to be the strongest, or I gotta save Julia, Julia's my girl now, type of banter through the whole thing. That's pretty much about it. Like, yeah, everybody's bland, boring, and nothing is memorable about any characters in this whatsoever. How does it hold up in the genre itself after all of this time? Does that stand up to the test of time? I'm gonna say yes, mainly because of extremely brutal nature of it. Everything is over the top, flashy, violent. It fits well within this world. I did have issues with some of how they shot it. Like, sometimes it's white, looks like sweat. Sometimes it's regular blood, and sometimes they do this weird filter on it. Just pick a choice, stick with it next time. But yeah, 90% of it is the brutal stuff, so I would say action-wise, it does hold up after all this time. Overall, I did enjoy revisiting Fist of the North Star. One thing it made me want to do is go back and watch the animated TV series that came out after this, and the movies that came out in the early 2000s that honestly, I forgot they even existed until I went back to go revisit this one. And watching this movie makes me want to go back and check those out so I can get more deeper into the story and things I had questions about watching it that I didn't get answers to. If it wasn't for having these other references to go back and get into, honestly, I would have said no. it doesn't stand up to the test of time, honestly. But the fact that I can go and have something to go watch to get more into the story and probably what happens beyond that is the reason why I went with it kind of does, because it did make me want to go back and watch more of the shows and the movies and such. So do me a favor. In the comments below, let me know, do y'all think everybody's boring and bland, they just don't hold up to the test of time like I did and they're just not memorable? And should I take the time to go back and revisit, not even say revisit, but should I watch the animated TV show and the movies that came out in the early 2000s, and would that help me get a better idea of what goes on in the movie? And with that, I'm out. What's going on, everybody? Did you enjoy what you saw? Of course you did. So if you want to help us out and support us, here's what you can do. On whatever platform you're currently streaming us on, just like, share, and subscribe. Then head over to patreon.com/loadingsnacks and become one of our patrons there.